Hello everyone, today I bring you again another good article about the Bitcoin consolidation. Millions of Swedish savers have exposure to Bitcoin via state pension fund. Almost 5 million Swedish have indirect exposure to Bitcoin through the shares held by the state pension fund AP7. So what is AP7? AP7 SAFA is a fund portfolio managed by the state pension fund AP7. Almost 5 million Swedish savers have, largely without knowledge of it, indirect exposure to BTC via default government alternative to private savings options on the country's private pension market. According to the local crypto site Trillion News, at least two companies in which the Swedish state pension fund AP7 SAFA own share have invested in Bitcoin. What are these companies? So firstly, AP7 SAFA owns 0.09% of all shares in Tesla. All of us know Tesla for its high-profile purchase of 48,000 BTC worth in total around 3 billion at today's prices. AP7 SAFA 5 million clients collectively own roughly 43 Bitcoins worth around 2.7 million. If we calculate it per saver, so this works out as $0.59, 940 satoshis. AP7 SAFA also holds a little over 0.1 of all shares in Square, which we know that the BTC holdings are quite less than the Teslas, but still calculated per AP7 SAFA client. Trial reports that each owns roughly 0.12 cents of dollar in BTC, 190 satoshis, via the fund's shareholding in Square. The amount of BTC per client is indeed not remarkable. However, that the pension funds are indirectly investing in cryptocurrencies, in this case Bitcoin, is a very healthy sign which contributes to a progressively Bitcoin consolidation. You know my opinion regarding this topic. Today is indirect. 5-6 years, I see institutional entities, states, pension funds investing directly into Bitcoin. Why? Why is that? Because Bitcoin is demonstrating day by day that is the one of the most powerful assets ever created. Much better than gold. In this channel we truly believe that Bitcoin is the gold 2.0. Is much more easier to exchange. A large amount of value can easily be transferred within minutes in one of the most incredible technologies ever created, which is the blockchain technology. Please comment below if you have no idea what is the blockchain. If there is a popular request, I will make a video for explaining what is that. Second, it's much more easy to keep. No need for large underground custody chambers with a lot of security around that. Third, much more potential than the gold itself. Bitcoin mining has been limited to 21 million. The more time, the less Bitcoin is created. Bitcoin will never ever suffer inflation rates. So guys, let's dive now into the technical analysis. Here we are in our TradingView portal, and here we have the evolution of Bitcoin this last week. If you remember in the last video, I said that Bitcoin is not going to break through this 62k, right? I say that in my opinion, it's not likely that Bitcoin will break through this previous all-time high, through this level, since I didn't see a lot of strength in Bitcoin, right? Obviously I was wrong. If you see here, 13th of April, Bitcoin broke through this all-time high of 61.9 clearly until 64.7. So why was that, guys? Obviously I was wrong, but let's analyze why this happened. In my opinion, this is due to two main reasons. The first reason is the IPO of Coinbase on 14th of April. As probably you know that Coinbase is one of the biggest exchanges of cryptocurrencies, and it was the first exchange to quote in the Nasdaq. So right now Coinbase is quoting in Nasdaq, and this IPO is definitely one of the main reasons why Bitcoin broke through this level. But It was just, as you can see, just was momentary, right? It is not last Bitcoin. Normally when Bitcoin broke through all-time highs, it did it with much more power, right? It went through it with one or two huge candles which clearly break this all-time high, this previous all-time high. In this case, it was very weak. As you can see, only I have candles of days, so only 1, 2, 3, and the third day we were again below this previous all-time high. If we check 4 hours candle, here we see also clearly how Bitcoin has now this strength which is we used to see in Bitcoin, right? When Bitcoin breaks all-time highs. Well, the second reason is that, in my opinion, it was the grayscale GBTC unlocking that typically leads to Bitcoin to a price jump. All the unlockings we have had jumped the price of Bitcoin. The last one the last unlocking from grayscale was on 3rd of February 2021. We can check what happened there. Here we see it, how this led to a massive breakup, as it's here, right? So this is probably the second reason why Bitcoin made this huge pump up 3 days ago. Going back, I see a lot of euphoria in the market. The more euphoria in the market, the more danger, the more chances of a big correction. With this euphoria, I do not expect to continue this bullish trend in short term. Everyone now is in long position. Due to the euphoria of the IPO of Coinbase, everyone went to a long position, and there was not a correction for cleaning the market. I don't think it happened here, but I don't know if this correction is enough to really clean the complete market. The more time lasts this correction, the bigger it will be. We need to clean also the market from newcomers from the last months. I see how nowadays, these last 1 month, 2 months, there are a lot of new people entering Bitcoin, and they are doing profits, huge profits. People that didn't know what is Bitcoin, they entered in the last 2, 3, 4 months. Still, and they are having profits of probably 6, 7, 8, 9%. This is still not realistic, and this is not sustainable. It's not a sustainable way how to make growth the Bitcoin asset. A market full of newcomers is not consistent. It needs to be cleaned by a correction. This is the reality of the markets, guys. This is nothing strange. The markets are not bullish all the time. We cannot reach all-time highs every time, and probably we will enter in the short term in some kind of lateral phase or correction phase, where Bitcoin will be just there rounding, and it will be a boring phase. I think that this is the most likely scenario. So guys, let's take a look into the logarithmic view, okay? So we go here. So guys, we are here in candles of 1 day, and let's take a look in the Fibonacci retracement. If we set here as the 1 in the Fibonacci retracement, and we go to 0 to this point of 30, which was the minimum since 2017, we clearly see here how Bitcoin went through all the Fibonacci levels, guys. Look at that. So we have here how Bitcoin went to the Fibonacci 0.5, tested, corrective movement, coming back to 0.382, going up, going up until Fibonacci 1 reaching the previous all-time high, correction movement again to test 0.786, and again huge movement breaking up, crossing 1.618, a very important Fibonacci level for Bitcoin, guys. Correcting down for testing, we are there for several days testing this level, and after we have another huge breaking up, crossing the level 2618, and again another corrective movement for full around on this level, pump, and here we are trying to reach that 3.618, guys. If you see it here, we haven't break it, so we are seeing how Bitcoin is not able to cross this Fibonacci level, which is 3.618. Here we see how this movement is slowly bumping, is decreasing the strength. You can see it is very easy to see that. We have a channel, convergent channel, okay, where Bitcoin is decreasing this movement, guys. It's a convergent channel that leads us to somewhere in mid of May, and here is when we will see whether Bitcoin is able to break this level, go up, or we have a corrective movement. In my opinion, most likely we will have this corrective movement, because as I said I don't see the market with strength. I don't see that Bitcoin has the power that it used to have. If you see, we go back on time, you see here, guys, how Bitcoin was breaking this level with huge power, guys. You see it here. All the time Bitcoin went through to test any Fibonacci level, it really break it very strongly, and after little bit of correction but pumping up again, okay. So we go here, we test the level, we pump the level, we completely break it, little bit of correction and keep growing. Same story, we test the level, we break the level with huge candle, we have a small correction and we keep growing, but with very strength, okay, guys. Here the same, all the time, we correct, but we come back, we correct, we test, we make the organic movement, and after again Bitcoin breaking the Fibonacci level, and after small correction, here, and we keep growing with huge candles and with huge force. This is not happening anymore, guys. If you see here, as long as we go up this Fibonacci level, the same story. But what happened here, guys? You see how this movement is being bumped, is bumping here, is slowly tending to some kind of line which is not going to give us these movements that Bitcoin had in the past. So in my opinion, what is likely to happen is that Bitcoin will still be here in this kind of lateral zone, probably testing this one, maybe breaking it, but in the long term I can see how Bitcoin could potentially break down when we have to decide whether we go to up or to down part. In case we go to the down part, as I said, we could probably fall back to this Fibonacci level of 2.6 and probably stay there for a while in some kind of lateral zone before we definitely go and break definitely this level and we pump until, let's say, 70, 75, 80. Okay guys, this will be the medium target for end of summer. Look also at the RSI guys, the relative strength index. You see the divergence. It's very remarkable, this divergence. You see how the price here get overpriced, but we have a low trend in the RSI which is not matching the trend of the price. If we take this point and we take it until this point, you see very visible divergence here. I'm going to put it this one. You see the divergence. The price goes up, but the RSI in 14 goes down. You say, okay, but let's put a little bit more wider because we are analyzing data. It's not so critical, but still we have a huge divergence here, which is indicating us that Bitcoin potentially could enter in a correction time, in a correction zone. Okay, if we go to non-logarithmic scale, we could see basically the same. Put candles of 4-hour candles. Potentially we have the same behavior. We have here after. Here it is, IPO of Coinbase. We have a lot of excitement on the market, a lot of euphoria. We pump, we break the level, but what happened here? We reach 65k and we enter in some kind of correction zone where we are lateral for some time. We support ourselves in this trend line, which was already a trend line which joined 2 points somewhere here, the small one. You see this one from this point of 27th of January going to this minimum of 28th of February is a trend line which lead us, which has the more inclination, but very hard to follow, guys. You see, as Bitcoin all the time that try to get this trend line, but after correction below that. So I don't see this trend line as a strong trend line. I like more this one. This one is really, I would say, a trend line where Bitcoin feels comfortable. You have here first point, after second point, third point, and how Bitcoin is naturally, organically seeking this line. You see, guys, here Bitcoin wants to go to this line, wants to follow this line. So potentially I see how Bitcoin could again fall down, break some resistance, and after support here and have some lateral movements here, and potentially in this point decide whether it breaks again. But as I said, whether we break, I don't think so. It will be to really pump until anything higher than 65. We will remain in this zone consolidating, and this is a very good news, guys, because it's organic movement of Bitcoin. We don't want Bitcoin to pump to 80k, it's 90k in summer, it's or 100k, it is not a real movement. The market does not work this way. We cannot be bullish all the time. This is not consistent market, because otherwise you will have a bunch of new people getting profits of 10 or 15%, which is not real. Markets does not behave in this way. We cannot grow like this. This is not organic movement. As we're holders, we should not like these movements of Bitcoin. We prefer organic movements where Bitcoin can actually consolidate and make strong floors where that can serve as a potential resistance and potential support in the future, right? It's not point to buy now. I do not buy Bitcoin right now. I see that it's a bit overpriced still. So I'm not going to buy Bitcoin in 62, 63, even 60. I'm going to wait what is happening until the end of the month, and after that I will see whether we enter in Bitcoin again or we wait still a little bit more. Okay, I don't see 62k a point where we could enter. Potentially I see Bitcoin going down, so I'm not going to enter right now in Bitcoin. This is not what I'm going to do. You guys do whatever you think, do whatever you feel, but this is my opinion, this is my view on the market. Also, if you see again this potential channel, converging in this vertex where Bitcoin is losing this power, right? We were with huge here. We commented already in the previous video, but we slowly, this Bitcoin is turning off these movements, is calming down, and potentially, yeah, we could reach again. But I see Bitcoin doing these movements and trying to support more than to break. Bitcoin will need more supports in the short term than the resistance lies, okay? And potentially I could see how Bitcoin could break this line and go back to this trend line, by the way, which was already touched. This is also main trend line from 10th of December, touched here also in 28th of January, and yeah, a trend line which it would be important to not lose as well, because otherwise we could really have a strong correction, most likely to probably 43k, 49k, but yeah, I don't think so. This is likely, this is not a probably a scenario, right? But in case it's happening, good, nice. I'm looking forward to buy Bitcoin in 43k, guys, to have again opportunity to put the next bunch of fiat money into Bitcoin in 43k. Perfect. I would love that, but honestly I don't think so. It will be the most likely scenario. But what I see is that potentially we could, yeah, go to 50, 55. So there I would here I would start to think about a new movement of my fiat money towards Bitcoin, guys. So I hope you like this video. If so, please give a like and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.